Okay, we're going to continue adding tenths and hundredths. We'll start with number 9. So I can see from my picture, it is 2/10, and I'm adding that to 10, 20, 30, 40, 55 hundredths. And I want to show how I'm going to make this 2/10 into 20 hundredths. I'm going to do that by coloring in the same spaces on my hundredth block, 2 rows. So that is how I make 2/10, 20 hundredths. I don't need that picture anymore. And so when I add up all the squares, I can see that now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 75 out of 100 squares are shaded. So over here on my equation, I'm going to show that I made the 2/10. I renamed it 20 hundredths. And we do not add the denominators. We only add the numerators. 75. Okay, number 10. Make sure I've got it where I can see what I'm doing. So number 10 is going to be 19 hundredths plus 1/10. I do 19 hundredths plus 1/10. I'm going to take that 1/10 and redraw it as 10 hundredths. They're equivalent fractions, the same thing. When I do that, I can add all that up and know that 29 hundredths, 29 out of 100 squares are shaded in. And on my equation, I need to show that I turned the 1/10 into 10 hundredths. Add the numerators, that gives me 29 hundredths. Okay, with number 11, make sure that my camera is picking up what I want it to pick up. All right, so for number 11, I've got 7/10. I'm adding that to 12 hundredths. I'm going to redraw my 7/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to redraw them as 70 hundredths. So basically, I'm just multiplying everything by 10 because this picture is only divided into 10 spaces, but the hundredths block is divided into 100 spaces, and that's what makes the difference. So now, after I've done that, I don't need that anymore. I add all that up and I will have 82 squares colored in out of 100. And on my equation, I need to show that I've turned the 7/10 into 70 hundredths so that I can add it. And oops, we have 8,200. For number 12, I'll do my diagram first. 1, 2, 3, 4/10. Adding that to 23 hundredths. I just wrote my equation. All right, so I'm going to take the 4/10 and redraw it onto the hundredths frame. 2, 3, 4. Color that in. Oop, went out of line. All right, and then when I add all those squares up, I see that I have 63 out of 100 squares colored in. So on my equation for that problem, I need to show that my 4/10 became 40 hundredths. And then I could add the numerators and get 63 hundredths. Our next problem will be 13. And so for 13, I see that I have 3/10. I'm going to add 1700. This is my equation that I put with, it goes with this, these pictures. All right, so I'm going to redraw my 3/10 onto the hundreds frame. So I've renamed 3/10 30 hundredths. And when I add up the 3/10 for the 30 hundredths and 1700ths, I will get 47 out of 100. That's a 7. Are colored in. So I'll go to my equation, and I need to show that I turned those 3/10 into 30 hundredths. So then I can add, I keep my same denominator, add the numerators. Okay, number 14. So for number 14, I see I have 9/10 plus 8 out of 100, 8 hundredths. All right. Now I'm going to rename the 9/10 as 90 hundredths. To show that I believe I will have 98 out of 100 colored in on this image or this diagram model. Took me a while to color this one in. I'll just do it quickly to show you the idea. Okay, and since I only have 2 spots not colored in, I know that that is 98 out of 100 colored in, or 98 hundredths. Okay, on my equation part, I need to show that I turned the 9/10 into 90 hundredths. Then I added it up, 98, and then of course we keep the same denominator. Okay, we're going to do 15. And 15, I believe this is 66 hundredths. I'm just going to write my equation. Plus 1/10. So just wrote my equation on the paper. And I'm going to redraw that 1/10 over here. What I'd really like to do is just pick it up and move it over here. But since I'm working with paper, I can't really do that. All right. And when I add all of that up, since I had 66 and 10 more would make it 76 out of 100 squares are colored in. On my equation, I need to show that I turned that 1/10 into 10 hundredths. Then I can add it up. 76. We keep the same denominator. The last one we're going to do today is number 16. And my equation that goes along with that is 6/10 plus 28 hundredths. You can see I just wrote my equation on this, but you'd be writing in your notebook. I'm just using paper. So I need to draw 6/10 onto the hundredths. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And I'm going to color all of this in. Don't need that anymore. All right, when I add up all those squares that have been colored in, I can see that there's 88 squares out of 100 are colored in. And on my equation, I need to show that I turned the 6/10 into 60 hundredths. Therefore, I can add this up, keep the same denominator, add up my numerators, and it matches 88 out of 100.